Hey sixth graders, it's me, Miss McNeil. I am back with the video. Just like normal, grab that popcorn because we have an awesome video to watch. So it is solving proportions, so go ahead and label your notes. Your two learning targets are I can identify proportional relationships and I can solve proportions. All right. All right, so we're going to start with our definition right here. So a proportion is an equation saying that two ratios or rates are equivalent. Okay, that means that proportional relationships have the same unit rate. I would definitely write these two things in your notes for sure. Okay, two quantities are proportional if they have a constant rate or ratio. So let's look at this quick. So I have 8 feet over 10 seconds, and I know it's proportional to 4 feet in 5 seconds, because if I divide by 2 on the top and divide by 2 on the bottom, I get to 4 feet over 5 seconds. Okay, now we're going to introduce another new vocab. It's called cross products. If I use cross products here, I am going to multiply 8 and 5 and 10 and 4. So here I have 8 times 5 equals 10 times 4. And I know that 8 times 5 is 40, and 10 times 4 is 40. So yes, these are indeed proportional relationships. They are proportional ratios. So this is always a way we can check our work. We can multiply the diagonals here and the diagonals here and set them up here and see if they're proportional. And I know that's super sloppy right now, but hopefully you're able to follow along. All right, so we're going to try this first one together. It says the carousel makes 4 complete turns after 64 seconds and 5 complete turns after 76 seconds. Based on this information, is the number of turns made by the carousel proportional to the time in seconds? Explain. Okay, so the first way we're going to try this is look at the unit rates. So I'm going to put my turns on the bottom. So I have 4 complete turns and 64 seconds. And my other proportion is, or rate is 76 seconds over 5 complete turns. Okay, so I'm going to find the unit rate. So 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 64 divided by 4 is 16. So I have 16 seconds, so that's my unit rate for this one. And 5 divided by 5 we know is 1, and 76 divided by 5 is 15.2. Yes, I use the calculator. All right, so based on this information, is the number of turns made by the carousel proportional to the time in seconds? No, they are not proportional because they are not the same. Okay, now if we did the same thing but we tried it using cross products, it might save us some time. So I can do 64 over 4, and we don't know if it's equal to, but we're going to set it up like this, 76 over 5. So what you're going to do is multiply 64 and 5, and we're going to see if it's equal to 76 times 4. So I know that 64 times 5 is equal to 320, and 76 times 4 is equal to 304. So 320 is not equal to 304. That's how we know it's not a proportional relationship. Okay? All right, so try these next two on your own. So go ahead and pause the video. Remember, you can use either unit rates or comparing cross products here. So I really like using cross products. So I'm going to do 60 votes out of 100 registered, and is equal to 84 votes out of 140 registered. So if I do cross products, I get 60 times 140, and we don't know if that's equal to 84 times 100. So if I get out my handy dandy calculator, I do 60 times 140, which is here. And I know that 84 times 100, all I have to do is add those two zeros. And yes, they are proportional, okay? All right, so the next one, $12 for 16 yards of fabric and $9 for 24 yards of fabric. So I'm gonna put my dollars on top and my yards on bottom. And we're gonna set up that equal to $9. I know that I wrote that wrong, so don't yell at me tomorrow. And I'm going to write 12 times 24, and I'm going to see if that's proportional to 16 times 9. So 12 times 24 is equal to 288, and 16 times 9 is equal to 144. So I can see here that they are not proportional, okay? All right. Another way a proportion can be set up is 21 over 5 over C, so any really alphabet letter, over 7. So I know that I'm going to be solving for C, okay? I'm going to use cross products in this format here, so I'm going to have 21 over 5 is equal to blank over 7. So I'm going to multiply 21 times 7. And that's going to be set up to 5 times whatever that number is. We're going to call it C right now. So 21 times 7 is 147. And that is equal to 5 times another number. Okay? So then what I'm going to do is actually divide 147 by 5. And I'm going to get 29.4. So 29.4 is going to go right up here, and C is now equal to that. So we're just going to write, oh, not there. Ah! Wait. Ooh. Okay. So C is equal to 29.4. Okay, so if you look at the next one, it says 2.6 over 13 is equal to 8 over n. So we are solving for n. We're always solving for the letter, okay, because we don't know what that's equal to. So I'm going to look at my cross product. So I'm going to look here. There's two numbers right there, so I'm going to multiply them right out. So I have 13 times 8, and I get 104. So I have 104. And then I'm immediately going to divide it by 2.6. Okay, so 104 divided by 2.6 is 40. So now my n is equal to 40. Okay, cross products may seem kind of confusing at first, but really once you get the hang of it, I promise you that it's going to be super, super helpful rather than finding a unit rate every single time that you are solving a proportion. Okay, this is your time to stop and pause the video and try these problems right down here. Please, please stop the video. Just like I said in my last video, you need to stop the video, try these, even though it seems confusing, and then we'll go over them together. All right, now that you have tried them, we are going to work through them together. So right away, I see 16 and 3 as my numbers, and I'm solving for K here. So I'm going to do 16 times 3, which is 48, and then I'm going to divide by 2 right here, and I'm going to get 24. So K is equal to 24. Boom, that is my answer for the first one. All right, so looking at the second one, I'm solving for H, it looks like. So I'm going to multiply 6 times 5, and I know that by heart it is just 30, but then I'm going to divide by 2 right here, and I'm going to get 15, so H is equal to 15. And our last one, I'm going to do 10 times 4. I'm solving for K. So 10 times 4 is 40. I'm going to divide by 2.5. And 40 divided by 2.5 is going to be 16. So then my K is equal to 16. If you did not get those correct, then maybe you could try using unit rates. That's okay too. But just know that you are multiplying the cross products first, and then you are dividing by that last number available. Okay, so go cross, check to see which crosses. You should see me doing a hand movement right now. I know you can't see it, but check the crosses, like right here. I have 10 and 4, and then my last one left over is 2.5. I divide by that, and I get my answer. All right, so for this word problem, we have for every 18 people who have a sore throat, there are 2 people who actually have strep throat. If 72 patients have sore throats, how many of these would you expect to have a strep throat? This is scary because my throat is actually starting to hurt, so hopefully I am not one of those people. Okay, so if we solve it using a proportion, I have 18 people to 2, but I'm going to set that equal to 72 total people to, I don't know, I'm going to call this X. So I'm going to use cross products, so right away I'm going to multiply these two right here. I'm going to do 72 times 2. I know that 72 times 2 is 144. And then we're going to divide by the last number, which is 18. And 144 divided by 18 is 8. So then X is equal to 8, also known as 8 people of 72 have strep. Yikes. All right, so I'm going to try to find the same answer using the unit rate. So I'm going to have 18 total people over the 2 who have strep throat. And I'm going to find the unit rate of total people to strep throat. So I'm going to divide by the denominator on the top and the bottom because every unit rate is going to be out of 1. And then 18 divided by 2 I know is 9. So every 9 total people, there is 1 who has strep throat. Okay, so now that I have 9 total people out of 1 person who has strep, I'm going to set that up equal to, I'm trying to get to 72 total people, and I'm trying to figure out how many people will have strep. So I know that 9 times 8 is 72, so I'm going to multiply the bottom also by 8, and it looks like 8 people will have strep throat out of 72 total people. Okay, see that my answers are the same right here? I know I'm always super sloppy with this little pen thingy, but hopefully we're getting the point here. So I still get the same answer. Now there's 2 ways of going about it. Okay, and then the last one we're going to look at, it says Salvador can run 120 meters in 24 seconds. At this rate, how many seconds will it take him to run a 300-meter race? Again, we could do either unit rate or we could do like cross products. So I'm going to say he can run 120 meters in 24 seconds. And I'm going to set that up to 300 meters. And I want to find out right here how many seconds it's going to take him to run 300 meters. So right away, I am going to cross multiply. So I'm going to do 300 times 24. I'm sure you can hear me punching this into my calculator right now. And I messed it up because I put 30. So I'm going to do 300 times 24. And I'm going to get 7,200 right here. And I'm going to divide that immediately by my leftover number, which is 120. So when I punch in 120, I'm going to get 60. So it will take him 60 seconds to run a 300-meter race. Okay? All right, so that is all I have for you. So if you do not understand proportions still, that's okay. And you could either watch Miss Lob's video or Miss Kroska's. However, we are going to go over this tomorrow in class, so it's okay as long as you took good notes. Maybe you'll start clicking in tomorrow in class. Otherwise, I hope you have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you tomorrow.